Well, just before we talk agriculture, let's join Temple, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, to give us updates on how the market is gradually winding down. Hello, Temple. Good afternoon. Well, the bears are not letting go the market at midday. The market was down almost 2%. And I know that last year, Nigeria was one of the top 5 exchanges globally. Are we still likely to end that way this year?
It doesn't look like we're going to end that way this year, because of the internal problems or internal concerns that investors are looking at or watching at the moment. You know, of course, the fact that we have general elections coming up next year, February precisely. That is enough for investors to quickly take flight before that period comes in, because it comes with a whole lot of uncertainty. That's why we're seeing the foreign investors, offshore investors, taking profits and giving so much sell pressure on a whole lot of what would have been known as the Santa Claus rally in the market at this point in time. We closed 3.9% upward the day before Christmas. And between yesterday and today, we've seen a whole lot of these offshore investors that are risk averse coming into the markets now to move out. So what we're now seeing generally is more of portfolio rebalancing, coupled with this sell pressure coming from these offshore investors, basically, Chimeze.
All right, thank you. We'll leave it at that. Thank you, Temple. Well, in 2018, an increasing number of African farmers took advantage of opportunities to unlock the potential of agribusiness on the continent. The coming report looks at how African farmers developed agriculture and tackled challenges in 2018.
2018 was a year that saw African farmers push to increase productivity through the use of modern farm practices and finding innovative ways to farm in the face of challenges such as climate change and access to finance. In Malawi, farmers intervened with homemade repellents as pests and droughts threatened maize crops. The armyworm, a crop-munching pest, often burrows into plants, limiting chemical contact, which enables them to easily build resistance. Farmers like Jesse and James Kanjala say they were able to repel armyworms that invaded their 3-acre farm with a solution of water, pounded chili pepper, and salt. In Uganda, farmers were busy experimenting with breeding insects for livestock feed. Farmers say using insects as livestock feed to enable them find more nutritious protein alternatives for their animals. Breeding insects like maggots and earthworms also takes up little space, according to scientists, who say rising production of livestock feed such as soy gobbles up more and more valuable agricultural land.
The purpose of this project is to replace or substitute fish meal. Because what fish meal is providing, that's protein, is what we are intending to be substituting, not maize bran. Maize bran will still stay in same portion because it provides something else, which is energy, carbohydrates, and calcium, what will still stay in same proportion.
Meanwhile, falling global commodity prices such as coffee and cotton forced many farmers in Ethiopia to turn to farming cat, as falling prices put a squeeze on their profits. Cat, also known as cat or miraa, is a flowering plant native to East Africa. The high demand for cat, which is illegal to chew in many countries, but not in the Horn of Africa, has made it an increasingly profitable option for farmers. Falling global prices of cotton as well as bad weather had a major impact on Burkina Faso's farmers. Cotton production in the country has been on the decline since 2017 due to a variety of factors, including pest attacks, poor rainfall, as well as a decision by the government to phase out the production of genetically modified or GMO cotton seeds. From 2008, after seeing their crops ravaged by the bollworm, cotton growers in Burkina Faso began using a pest-resistant cotton variety, first introduced in the United States through a partnership with the U.S. agrochemical giant In nearby Nigeria, technology companies looked at new ways to revolutionize agriculture using a combination of peer-to-peer lending and a stream of videos and photographs of the type typically seen in the crowdfunding campaigns. As a result, most of Nigeria's tens of millions of farmers work on a subsistence basis and live on less than $2 a day.
One of the primary problems we were trying to solve was solving the problem of access to funds for farmers, giving them the right expertise for them to grow right, and also linking them to market. So far we've been able to do an effective collaboration here in Nigeria.
Nigeria's central bank announced this year that it was working on plans to have banks offer more agricultural loans to farmers.
Egypt's central bank has left its key interest rates unchanged, keeping the deposit rate at 16.75% and the lending rate at 17.75%. The Monetary Policy Committee explains that the current policy rates and the inflation outlook remain in line with achieving the target disinflation path. The committee assures that it will monitor all economic developments and will adjust its stance to achieve its mandate of price stability over the medium term. Headline inflation slowed to 15.7% in November, while core inflation slowed to 7.94% in November, its lowest since April 2016. Egypt's GDP grew by 5.3% in the fiscal year that ended in June 2018. And oil prices went up in early trade today more than 2%, although ongoing concerns about the global economy kept markets under pressure. Brent crude was up 2.26% at $53.34 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were also up 2.26% at $45.62 a barrel. Oil prices dropped to their lowest in more than a year on Thursday, a day after their biggest one-day rally in 2 years, pulled down by worries about the global economy and a supply glut. And metal markets, gold prices rose today as a relief recovery in stock markets fizzled out, driving investors towards the safe haven metal. Spot gold was 0.6% higher at $1,274.50 per ounce after hitting at $1,279.06 in the previous session, with U.S. gold futures settled $8.10 higher at $1,281.10 an ounce. Among other metals, silver was up at $15.17 per ounce after hitting its highest level since mid-August at $15.25. Platinum fell by 0.78% to $788.40 per ounce, while palladium rose 0.5% to $1,261.50. And that's a wrap on the program for today and, of course, for the week. Thank you very much for being part of it. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwagu.